Yo, what's poppin', Brooklyn boys? Radio, my nigga. Like, what happened?
There you go.
This guy's crazy.
What up?
What's poppin'? How you, man? We missed last week. We here this week.
We back. We missed a whole lot of news, man. There's been a whole lot going on.
A whole lot going on.
World been going crazy.
That's only because we had 2 back-to-back episodes, so I just saw some fly.
Hope you guys enjoyed Keen Streets and Chopper Zoe.
Yeah, so we had to take a week so we be caught up. But a lot of shit happened in that week. Shit all over the place happened. And we gonna talk about it today. But, you know, shout out everybody. Shout out to Shanice. She in the back. I don't know what she doing in the back, but she back there doing something. Hope it's sanitary. Shout out to Dusty Ass Suave.
Swizzle.
He brought one of his dusty ass friends here today too. He got problems at home with his bitch. I don't know what's going on, but I ain't gonna talk about his problems. But
How you just gonna refer to the man's woman as
I'm not talking about that. I don't mean it like that. Oh, come on,
God,
this nigga always want to fuck up the show, bro.
Yo, man.
But
Yo,
like
if I was you after the show, I'd slap fire out this guy, bro. But that's just me.
I'm gonna say something, but I'm trying to refrain. But you know, I'm gonna let that go.
Yo.
Shout out to Sophie the Body. She should have DJ here. I'm gonna slap Mo for her today. That's what I'm gonna slap the shit out of today. Because this nigga right here getting on my fucking nerves.
Oh.
Yeah, what's going on, man?
I'm good. How are you? How's your week been?
My week was good, man.
You look extra spiffy today.
Oh, thank you. Some new sneakers came out.
I see you.
Shout out to Woodstack.
What's Steezy?
Shout out to Woodstack. Only one brand line. We need some more only one clothes. I'll tell you that, because I ain't buying shit this summer.
Need some new joints.
Nah, they get
What's
some
up with
shit.
the new designs?
They going to India this week on the 9th. Well, next week on the 9th. They'll bring back some shit, so.
Okay.
Yeah, because we need all the outfits for the summertime.
Summertime. You know Will Smith's album is not doing well. And what I heard sounded okay.
Who give a fuck? That nigga make $20 million a movie. Nigga, like,
I know, but you know.
I don't think Will Smith cares.
And he said, he said it's kind of because of the the Chris Rock slap, and he's like, I think he put out the album just to test the temperature, to see if he's still kind of blackballed.
Just go smack somebody else, Will. You'll be fine.
Hey.
Show niggas you ain't playing out here.
Just make sure the person you slap is not Chris Rock. Tony Rock was angry about that. He's still angry about it. I mean, of course, as he should be. That's his brother.
That shit happen.
Even though his brother never showed him no love in no movies, nothing like that.
I did see that nigga, everybody hate Chris the other day, though, in the episode.
Oh, yeah?
I was watching. I said, I thought this nigga wasn't in no
But
shit.
he said his brother.
I guess he wanted like a consistent role, because I think he was playing something. He got arrested or something.
He was an extra.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I saw him.
Extra, read all about it.
I seen him. I was just accidentally watching that shit the other day. Yo, man, shout out to East New York, man. Shout out to Cocky, man. The young boy had East New York lit this weekend. He had Friday out here, Meek Mill's out here. The streets was closed off, helicopters was everywhere.
I saw the clip the Fresher posted.
Yeah, in the Bahamas, it was crazy. Shout out to him. For me, when you see a young boy out here doing their thing, man, it's a win for Brooklyn, and it's definitely a win for East New York. So, you know, I always love to support that and see that, man. So shout out to
Cocky Ka.
Yeah, Cocky Ka, man. Yeah. That was good, though. Niggas outside, the streets was crazy. It was flooded.
Yeah.
Nigga said, Styles, you coming over? Nope. There's too many niggas outside.
Too many niggas?
Not that I got a problem with nobody, you know what I'm saying?
Just, you know.
Too many young niggas. I don't got time for that. Back in the, and I seen a couple old niggas out there, like my age and shit. They was out there. The niggas that don't even be in the Bahamas. You know what I'm saying?
They heard Meek was there.
They ain't care. Fuck it, we get shot for Meek.
They wanted a picture.
The niggas said we going outside.
So they could take a picture with Meek and caption it, "We working."
Yeah, but shout out to Cocky, man. Shout out to the Bahamas. That was a win for the Bahamas. Shout out to my man Tiz from the Bama, man. Tiz has always been nice, but that's my nigga. Tiz was always nice growing up, man. Remember one time Tiz did a record with me. I didn't know how nice he was till he bodied me on my record.
You say he bodied you on your own record?
Yeah. Tiz was special, bro. He should have came out like, I remember he was fucking with like G-Rap and them niggas for a minute. He was special. He was always special, man. Tiz was always a special dude. Like, he just always was super nice to me growing up.
It's just so crazy because every hood had a super nice nigga that just didn't make it for some reason.
Tiz was one of them. He definitely was special, man. East New York had a lot of rap niggas, man, that they were just super nice underground. You know what I'm saying? Like, they never really made the mainstream. Yeah. But shout out to the band, man. Shout out to Cocky Kai one more time, man. That was really dope what they did for the hood. The police shut shit down, as police do. I think police was just fucking with niggas. I seen a lot of videos. You know, they was arresting niggas, I heard, and shit like that. And I think they were just fucking with niggas. Like,
that's what they do.
Sometimes you just interrupt shit. Like, all right, cool, I know niggas is probably smoking and drinking, but when it's calm and nobody getting shot, nobody getting turned up, nobody fighting, leave them niggas alone,
yeah,
bro.
but a lot of times they trying to get ahead of the curve and they trying to prevent it from happening.
You make it more of an issue. Sometimes when you could police, guess what? Nobody ain't doing nothing with all the police out there. There was mad police, cops. Nobody was doing nothing to nobody. Right? You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you gotta let brothers police themselves. They would have been all right. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And you know, it's not that many times we get celebrities like that in East New York, bro. Like, that don't happen. You know what I'm saying? You got, you know, Meek, he big in his own right. You got Friday big in his own. You don't really get that type of love in East New York. You know what I'm saying? And then to see a young cat who coming up from East New York that's been putting in work, finally get to a place where, you know, he could be celebrated for all the work that he been putting in. Let the little nigga.
So he's on the joint with them?
Yeah. I don't know who record. Wasn't that? That's Friday record, right? Yeah. He jumped on the remix or something like that. And they did the video. And, you know, from what I saw online, I don't know how it went about, because I didn't really ask nobody. I didn't really talk to nobody. I just been watching as a fan online. It looked like he jumped on Friday and Meek record. Like, he just, you know, how niggas just jump on records. And from what it looks like, I could be wrong. I don't know. What it looked like Friday heard the record. Because I remember I follow Cocky, so I seen him post like Friday respond like to the record. And then it looked like from when Friday respond, Meek responds. And all of a sudden, however it became like a remix or official, them niggas really shot a video and got what they thought it was so dope. You know, niggas got on the record, niggas sanctioned the record. They can't say they got on the record, it was their record. But, you know, they allowed him to get, you know, be on the remix and let it go. So I thought that was dope, man.
But you know, that's the beauty of social media, man. Like, you have the ability to just get yourself all of this exposure, and you never know who is or who is, you know what I'm saying, it could fall into. So I think as much as, because a lot of times, you know, we talk about the dangers and we talk about the bad side of social media, the effects of it, but, you know, the one thing that I could say as far as the internet and social media is concerned, man, is that shit really does put so much power in your hands as far as, you know, your future's concerned and your talent, your art, whatever, to get exposure. Go Instagram.
Now that's, you know, like I said, man, shout out to the East, man. East New York.
Shout out Flatbush, just cuz.
Okay, we can shout out Flatbush, man. East New York can get some love by itself. Shout out the whole Brooklyn, man. How about that? Bed-Stuy, Brownsville.
Mill Basin. Shout out Mill Basin.
Red Hook. This guy's crazy. Williamsburg, Bushwick. What else we got? What else? Crown Heights.
Clinton Hill.
I don't want to leave nobody out, because you know when you start leaving niggas out in Brooklyn,
niggas start feeling away.
Niggas start feeling away. I hope we named every day. Sunset Park, like, hope we named everything.
Dyker Heights.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Bay Ridge.
Yeah, we gotta shout out everything. Sheepshead Bay. Yeah, we gotta shout out everything.
Yo, we'll be here forever.
Yeah, we definitely will be. But yeah, real quick though, I want to talk to you about this real quick. TikTok trend. So, seeing this the other day, I seen everybody talking about this online. Just wanted to know your opinion. So is a trend. If there was 100 men fighting one gorilla.
Yo, bro, I think it's the stupidest question. Yo, I seen the question.
I'm saying, could you?
I don't even understand why the question is. The gorilla would kill everybody, bro.
Nah, I don't think so. I think 100 niggas. You gotta get 100. You gotta get like out of the 100, you gotta have like 20 crackheads to it. Cause you add like 20 crackheads who don't give a fuck. It's like, yo, listen, you gonna give them some work when they finish. Bro. Listen, this is my theory.
Okay.
You get 20 crackheads or 20 dope fiends in that, and they the front line, and they run up at first, and then everybody. You gotta rush the gorilla though, with 20 fiends though. I think it could work.
Yo, bro, let me ask you a question. 100 men against a lion.
I think they'd take the lion, bro.
You think they would take the lion?
Yeah. 100 niggas jump on. All you need is like 5 niggas to jump on the lion back.
Yo, I don't think you people understand what these animals are, bro.
I'm not saying that. A lion retreating is 100 niggas on him.
No, a lion is not.
100 niggas running towards a lion. And lion is not. Yo, listen, you ever seen?
Yo, bro, we're talking bare hands.
Listen.
We're not talking about with knives.
I hear you.
We're talking bare hands.
Look at your ashy ass hands. You got some big ashy hands.
Nah.
You fuck around, pulverize.
Yo, bro.
And why you bringing a lion into a gorilla fight, man? You
Because,
talking about the gorilla.
because a gorilla can kill a lion.
Listen, I'm not saying that. Listen,
Right.
okay, cool. What I am saying, I think if you got 20 fiends that's going to take the first blow, the first wave,
Yo, Styles.
you might got a chance with 20
100 men
fiends.
ain't killing no gorilla, bro.
My nigga, if you
And
got
we
two-
talking about a silverback.
Listen, if
We're
you
not
got,
talking about a chimpanzee.
if 20 fiends rush this nigga, tell the 20 fiends, you got to make sure they itching for a scratch, right?
20 fiends
Listen,
rush him, he's just gonna get angrier.
No. This is what you do. Tell the 20 fiends the gorilla got crack in his fur.
guy's
You know what I'm
crazy.
saying? And let the 20 fiends rush him. It's a wrap, son. You ever see the niggas out 125th, the Walking Dead niggas out there?
Yes.
Yo, says, I'm telling you, 20 fiends.
The lean with it, rock with it, niggas.
That's it. Get 20 of them niggas, cause they ain't feeling no pain.
Okay. Son, the gorilla's gonna punch a hole through their chest.
Yeah, but you can't stop. You can't punch 20 people at the same time.
Okay.
Probably punch 5.
I do not concur.
I'm saying, I think get 20 fiends, bro. 20 fiends and 80 regular dudes. You right. I think so, bro. It could work.
Okay.
Power and fiends, man. They stick together.
I ain't fighting no gorilla, bro. I'm good.
Fiends that stick together, smoke together. They be all right.
100 niggas can hardly beat Mike Tyson at his prime.
100 niggas beating the shit out of Mike Tyson. Are you crazy? I hear you. One-on-one, no. It was like one-on-one, yeah. Come on, I think 20
10 niggas against Mike in his prime. Mike was knocking all them
Yeah, 10 niggas
niggas
against
out.
Mike in his prime. Yeah, I give it to you. 10 niggas ain't enough.
This is what I'm saying.
10 niggas. No, but depends. If we in the ring, you knocking Mike out 10 niggas. You get him in the corner.
I don't know.
All right, listen, man. I think you get 20 fiends. You get another 15 niggas, and you promise them $1 million each. They're going to go ape shit for that.
They gonna die. I hope they put that in their will.
Yeah, they're going to give it to their kids. I think it could work. I want to be number 98 to go with.
I don't even want to be number 100, bro. I don't even want to be in that room.
Yo, I'll be number 98. I think 100 niggas can wear the gorilla out, bro. The gorilla going to be tired, bro.
Yo, son, do you understand?
I don't care, bro.
A man's hands is not phasing no gorilla, Styles.
Yo, bro.
Your hands are gonna hurt
But-
when you hit that gorilla.
Nah, you can hit that gorilla 5
All right,
times. Somebody
man.
got to grab a nigga leg. So 3 niggas grab each leg.
Not happening.
All right, I think it worked. We got some fiends. That's what I believe. Anyway, another TikTok trend, real quick. Seeing this trend. So the ladies, they call in they baby daddies and asking them for $50. And you know, one of the girls is online. She's like, yeah, niggas ain't even giving their baby moms $50. Now,
I hate those trends, man.
listen, I just think the girls that's doing it
Know that they baby pops.
ain't shit.
Yes, exactly.
Or they baby pop, or they ask for too much.
Because I refuse to believe that you can't call your baby pops for $50.
Yeah, my daughter
Come on,
mother,
man.
she gonna call me for 50. Well,
My daughter calls me for $50 on a humble, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
my-
Dad,
but
my
I'll
daughter
be honest,
texts
though.
me out of nowhere. Dad, text me.
No, I
Cash
would-
at me $50. Like,
I will say this though: if my daughter mother called me today for $50, I'm gonna be on the phone cracking jokes. What the hell you want $50 for? What $50 gonna do for you?
yeah, but
I'm gonna be
but
playing
you're
around.
joking.
I'm joking. I'm definitely gonna give her the $50 though. I'm like, why you calling me for you calling me for $50? Oh, you must be really broke. See what I'm saying? I'm gonna be playing around, but I'm gonna give her the $50. So maybe these niggas is just playing around.
I don't know. I just don't like these trends because then women post these things on social media as if they're an accurate representation of black men and how they are with their children. That's the shit that I don't like.
Yeah, I get you. Oh, I saw this too on TikTok. Some lady was like, yo, if you sit in the front seat, I was on TikTok for a while. Because niggas say you gotta be on TikTok. Wow, we gotta be on TikTok more. But lady was like, yo, if a dude, if it's two guys in a car, and one is in the passenger seat and one is in the driver's seat, and the other guy's driving, and the other guy's sleeping, that's gay.
Yo, pretty soon it's gonna be gay to breathe as a man. Real men don't breathe.
I don't know, bro. I thought that was hilarious, bro. I just like, yo, I couldn't believe
So
that
now a nigga can't sleep.
nigga can't sleep. And you love to sleep in the car.
I love to sleep in the car.
You gay to the motherfucker. Short, you gay to the motherfucker.
Listen.
This nigga
I'm falling asleep.
He going to sleep. Don't let it be late night.
I'm falling
Let him
asleep.
have a drink. This nigga ain't even getting up when you get to the destination.
I'm falling asleep.
Y'all ever told y'all the story? We went to LA one time and this nigga was in the car and he passed out. And we in an Uber and the Uber driver couldn't get him out the car. So he asked me to get him out the car. So I'm like, all right, come on, let me get him out the car. Yo, I promise y'all niggas, it took about 21 minutes to get this nigga out the car. But the funny part about the shit, every time I grabbed him, like, yo, Mo, come on, let's get out the car, come on, come on. I grab him on the shoulder, he'd be like, I'm coming. He go back to sleep, right?
Pause.
Whatever, man. Now I don't even want to say, come on, man. Come on, man, I'll play that shit, man. He's like, all right, cool. I'm getting out. I'm gonna say that. It's better.
There you go, that's better.
So, but then the Uber driver, I said, yo, come help me pull him out of the car. As soon as the Uber driver touch him, I'll fuck you up. You know, Uber driver was getting so scared. Yo, this nigga kept threatening the Uber driver. The Uber driver's like, no, I don't want to touch you. I don't want no problems. I was like, yo, he not gonna do nothing to you. And then he touched, yeah, I'm gonna fuck you up. I'm telling you, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you. Don't fucking touch me. Then he fall back. Yo, it took us 21 minutes.
Why would I do that to the Uber driver?
I don't fucking
I'm usually
know.
not an ass. I'm never an asshole to like
Yo,
service
bro,
people, man.
That shit was hilarious, bro.
That was a bugged out night. That was me, you, Sue, and Zuri. Patti LaBelle's son.
Yep, that was crazy.
And we was twisted.
Not we, you.
Yo, it wasn't just me. Soup was twisted too, and so
yeah,
was Zuri. So what are you talking about? Oh, man. Soup, what up?
I talked to Sue yesterday and today, briefly. I saw this thing. This woman said, women could never be broke. Should never be broke.
I saw that too.
All they gotta do is basically find an older gentleman that likes them more than they like them. And yeah, she don't have to ever be broke. He'll take care of everything. So, and I'm bringing that up because I wanted that to lead us into
Shannon Sharp.
Shannon Sharp.
Shannon Sharp.
You know what I'm saying? And we, you know,
Shannon not so sharp.
Yeah, he wasn't so sharp. I'm gonna start off this conversation. And Suave, if you put a clip of this shit, make sure you had this piece in it. I would never fuck with a 19-year-old girl. But at the same time, I feel like they was two grown people. And I feel like Shannon was stupid in that regard of messing with a 19-year-old, but I also feel like that could have happened with a 40-year-old. It could happen with any. These days, that could come from any woman. You know, age don't really matter. What women want to get at you.
That's another thing I want to say. Because I see so many people in the comments acting as if that this happened because he messed with a white girl. And I don't think this is a white thing. I think it's a woman thing, right? But
I think a black woman would have handled it. She took that 10 million.
I understand, but what I'm saying is I don't think that it's a white or black thing. I just think it's a woman thing. You understand?
But I think when people say that, Mo, black women would have handled it different. And I think
he would have still had to come out his pockets for some bread.
Listen, they would have handled it different. And
the world would have received it differently.
And the world would have received it differently. And I think just being in this country, to see the motherfucking vitriol that black men been through throughout history with white women, they treat it totally different when it matters a white woman and a black man is together. Mm-hmm. So I think that's what people are more speaking towards. Like, yo, it could get crazy for a black man. You know, listen, we seen Emmett Till get killed and murdered, slaughtered. You see what they did to him for saying that he whistled. People say he didn't, but even if he did.
Well, she said on her deathbed that she lied.
Yeah, so it's like, we seen that. A white woman say something and all hell will break loose. So, you know, like I said, once again, I would never mess with a 19-year-old girl. But what I want to say is, though, because, you know, I've been going back and forth with people this forever, for the last week, man. And if he raped her, that's the problem, right? They was clearly in a relationship for a couple of years. It seemed like 2 years. I think they said they was in a relationship for.
Were they in a relationship or were they just being intimate?
They said they was in a relationship for 2 years.
So that was his woman for 2 years.
For 2 years. Yeah, he was dating her for 2 years. He talked about it on his podcast too. Brought her up on his podcast.
Shannon Sharp crazy, bro. I'm sorry, bro.
You know, everybody talk about the money, but 2 years ago he probably wasn't getting all that money. You know what I'm saying?
It's not even just, yo, bro, listen, man. I can't see myself at 56 years old. And then another thing too, right? Shannon Sharp isn't R. Kelly, right? But you know, like when we bring up the conversation with R. Kelly, we've always said like, you're a successful man. You can have any woman, bro. Why this?
I think some people maybe like control. It could either be a control factor or some people just like young. You know, listen, we say this, right? Like, so one thing I want to say too, we talk about this thing, but then we also got to look at today. I just showed you an article, a whole video with Bill Belichick. He's 74. His girlfriend is 24.
I agree.
Right? And listen, and people handling it different. They doing a whole interview together. They got him on, he in the beach, throwing it up in the air, all kind of stuff, right? And people are not really upset about that. And I think that's what the race plays into it too.
I agree the race plays a part, but at the end of the day, you also have to ask yourself, is Bill Belichick just being smart by putting it to the forefront, right?
I think that's part of the plan now because what happened to Shannon.
Because that's another thing with Shannon, right? Like I'm not saying he hit her from the world, but she wasn't at the forefront. So at the end of the day,
but I'm telling you, I'm not saying the podcast.
No, I'm not saying
he talked about.
I'm not saying he hit her. I'm not saying he hit her. But what I'm saying is, if people had seen him with her before, seen them interact, then people may not be so accepting of whatever she's saying. But being that we've never seen them interact in front of us.
Yeah, but that's kind of funny, Mo, because we in the industry, people don't always put their personal business out there. Like I said, it's just hard for me, right? Because, and this is the statement I want to make, you know what I mean? Like, I know the girl was young, but we look at young in two different things, right? If a young man out there go outside and do something crazy today, say he go out there and shoot somebody, and they give him 20 years, or they give him a life in jail. And you be like, yo, he too young to spend his rest of his life in jail. But he made a grown decision. He was of age.
He got to deal with the consequences.
He going to deal with the consequences. I don't see the difference in this. If she's 19 and she made a conscious decision to do what she's going to do, she got to deal with the consequences with this dude. Like, in their relationship, I think she has, when I mean the consequences, meaning she has enough wherewithal to know if she want to be with him or if she don't want to be with him. So people was like, yo, she too young. Yo, if we judging that and saying it's too young, then we should be saying the same thing with our boys. When they do some shit, we should give them a pass or don't treat them with, you know.
You can't compare her having sex with Shannon Sharp to somebody murdering someone, bro.
I'm talking about making a decision. I'm not comparing the murder or the sex. I'm saying we could say one person can make a decision that could be life-changing for them. If you can make a decision at 19 to take somebody's life and you got to face the consequences as an adult, if you can make a decision to be with somebody, you could make a decision. You're an adult. Once they treat you as 18, you get treated totally different. Laws and shit change. That's what I'm saying. Like, we change it when it comes to the females. Tracy, what's her name?
Tracy Ellis Ross.
Tracy Ellis Ross a week ago said she date younger men. She didn't specify, don't be clear.
She didn't specify age.
Age, but she made it seem like it was younger because we talked about it that day.
I'm sure she's not talking about 19.
I don't know what she's talking about. You know, she could have a little boy toy. Look, Madonna had boy toys for years. Mm-hmm. Right? We watched,
a lot of women, Cher has a boy toy.
Yeah, we seen Madonna with mad young niggas. 20 years old, all kind of nobody said nothing. Stella got her groove back. Niggas went to that movie and applauded that when she was dealing with that 20-year-old in that movie. So what I'm saying to you is, we look at it differently when an older woman do it. And then we call it when a younger woman make a decision, oh, she too young to make that decision. That's all I'm saying. And we don't treat our men like that, the young men like that.
But for me, once again, man, I don't got time to question why things are the way they are. Like, I'm more about just being self-aware of the world we live in, how the world that we live in treats us, and operating in a way that protects us. You understand what I'm saying? So for me, do I think that morally there's something wrong with Shannon? Shannon Sharp could go sleep with whoever the hell he wants to sleep with, but I just think that a man of his stature, who has as much as he has to lose, should operate in a certain way that keeps himself protected, man.
And I agree with you with that, but I also disagree at the same time because I don't think it has nothing to do with the girl's age. That could come from any age woman. I'm just saying to you. So what are you going to change? If you didn't change the age, what are you going to change?
I'm not talking about.
So what are you going to change?
I'm not talking about just age.
So what I'm saying, what are you going to change? Because that's what people talk about.
What I'm going to change is
we seen this happen last year.
What I'm going to change is okay. Then start having these. If you want to deal with these young ladies, have them sign a letter of consent. But put safeguards in place to protect yourself, because we both know the world that we live in, and we both know that the second that this person feels away, the second...
Yeah, but I think that could change at any time, man. I've seen it. I've been there. Women can change her mind at any time.
I agree, they can.
Any time. She could wake up tomorrow and be like, I didn't feel like doing this yesterday.
But that doesn't mean that you still don't
and that's the problem.
Take certain precautions to protect yourself.
And that's the problem that nobody's talking about. And I don't think... Because everybody I've seen, even the people that feel disgusted with Shannon Sharp, I don't see nobody. Everybody said this. Even the people that feel disgusted with him, I mean, don't think it's a money grab.
Yeah, of course. I don't think Shannon Sharp raped nobody, man.
So let me make that clear. A lot of people go, nah, it's a money grab. They see that. But I don't know why women don't stand up. Because when women make false notions about this, when the real one come about, people might second guess her. This hurts women, I think, too, in the long run. Because nobody starts to believe you because everybody's looking at the money grab, right? Because, she want money, not everybody's a money grab. Yeah, so I think we got to be careful, too. I think people got to call certain things out. And you can't be only... Let me tell you something, man. I seen the messages going back and forth. And once again, I'm not blaming Shannon or her. I think they was two consenting adults. But she wasn't talking like no 19-year-old on the messages.
How does a 19-year-old talk?
I don't know, but I wasn't getting no messages like that at 19.
19-year-olds are grown adult, bro. Nowadays...
Yeah, I wasn't getting no message like that at 19.
Nowadays, 19-year-olds is doing splits and all of that, bro.
Yeah, I wasn't getting those messages when I was 19. I wasn't getting that. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. You know, listen, man, I hope everybody come out of this better. Hope she comes out of it better. Hope he comes out of it better.
She gonna listen.
She come out rich.
She said 10 mil ain't enough.
I think they got settled out of court. I think with all the text messages that Shannon got from her and the shit that she got, I think they're gonna settle at a number.
That's crazy that you can get $10-15 million just for that, bro.
Listen, man.
That shit is nuts.
Any 80-year-olds want to fuck with me? Any 80-year-old rich chicks? I ain't taking about
it doesn't work in reverse, bro.
Oh, okay. I thought. What I want to go to next? It got a lot of celebrity stuff I want to talk about. Oh, Kevin Gates and LeBron James, man. So everybody know that LeBron James had ran down on Stephen A. Smith a couple of weeks ago for talking about his son, and so Kevin Gates kind of did the same thing, not about his son, but kind of made some comments about his wife. Basically was saying that his wife Savannah don't look like she happy to see him.
She doesn't look at him with the same admiration as all these other women.
All these white women look at him. That's what he said. And LeBron had put up a post of her looking up at him grabbing his wife by his waist and said, like, basically...
Kings don't address peasants.
Kings don't address peasants. And some people was going like, yo, why LeBron James don't have that same energy?
No, they're saying that because what Kevin Gates did was... He came to the game and he was courtside at the game.
Yeah, he was courtside at the game. And he had his shirt open, sitting there with his lady, while LeBron was, playing basketball. And they was like, why LeBron didn't run down on him? And me, I had talked to you about that. And I was like, yo, why would he run down on him? Like, even with, two things. It's a couple of things I want to address in this. One, Stephen A. Smith makes over $100 million. He worked for a major network, and Stephen A. Smith's got a lot to lose, just like LeBron James would have a lot to lose. You understand what I'm saying to you? He's not as worth as much as LeBron, but he's worth something. You understand what I'm saying to you? Mm-hmm. So LeBron, that's like somebody at your equal level you going after, and you checking. And
plus, I also think that Stephen A. Smith's opinion can influence
that's what I'm about to say.
People, and that can affect his son and the trajectory of his son's career and all types of shit.
So that's why I'm about to go with that. Then at the same time, Kevin Gates is a thinker. You think that Kevin Gates wasn't thinking that if that nigga come up to me and slap me or do something, I'm gonna sue that nigga too. He would sue that nigga. He not. You think he gonna? Why
Yeah,
am
Kevin
I?
Gates is a bug out, bro.
Yeah, like I'm not getting myself into no dumb shit with this nigga. Like for what? Like I'm gonna crash out for this nigga. Like we talk about people crashing out for the wrong things all the time. I'm not crashing out with him. Now to just say, let me just put it the opposite way, real quick. Let's just say Kevin Gates is multi-gangster, and Stephen A. was a sucker, for argument's sake. It's two ways you deal with niggas. You deal with suckers and gangsters two different ways. You're not gonna run down. When you got a sucker nigga on the block, you know what I'm saying, he just talking shit, you might run up and smack him up. And I'm not saying that you won't run up and smack the gangster nigga up, but it's more awareness, you're more aware of what you gotta do and how you do the approach. You don't approach the same two situations the same damn way. Because you just putting your life out there on the line for nothing.
Plus, I mean, take it back to his caption. If his caption was "Kings don't address peasants," then if he saw him at the game, why would he address them? Like, nothing changes.
Yeah, I just been wanting these kids to crash out for stupid shit. You know, because people hearing this shit and they think they gotta go crash out.
That's because people think that don't nobody got to prove to nobody that they real, man. Like if a man is comfortable in his own skin, he ain't got to prove nothing to nobody. He don't need no validation. He don't need nothing. Like, you know, it is what it is.
Yo, let's go to this other celebrity thing. I got a couple of celebrities. I'm gonna get out all these out the way real quick. Jonathan Majors, man, he basically said he don't feel bitter about anything that, you know, when he went through the last couple of things he went through with the, you know, with him being with the girl and running away from her, still being found guilty. Not only that, losing the big part that he had in the Disney Marvel series, playing Kane. You know, and you know, a lot of people ain't been hiring him the same way. You know what I'm saying? And he said he don't feel bitter. He said, you know, he had to go through 2 years of hell to find his wife. And he said, yeah, I would have went through 5 years to find her, and not only find her, but I had to found myself, and I saw who fucked with me, who really didn't fuck with me. And I think that was special. Like just his way he looked at it, the way he took it. 'Cause some people probably would have folded in it. And, you know, sometimes there is a rose that come from the concrete. And I think he figured out, yo, listen, I know where my flowers is at. And I had to go through this, but I still rise above this. And I still find a woman who loved me through this, who's with me, down for me, because she was basically down for the nigga when he was in his rut. We always say that. You find it. It's easy to find a woman when you high up. When you messed up and she's still riding with you.
You're going through and she riding with you. I think he said she even lost some endorsements because she was messing with him. She lost some opportunities as well because they were dealing with each other.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Other celebrity news. So shout out to Jonathan Majors again, man. I just thought that was a great way. Some of you guys have got to look at it. Sometimes you got to take 3 steps backward and move 5 steps forward. And sometimes you just got to be able to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Man. And let's be honest, man. All the struggle and all the backlash, that's just another day for a black man in America, let's be honest. Like,
yeah, that's how it be sometimes. Did you get a chance to see Ryan Coogler's Sinners?
Yeah. Dope movie.
Yeah,
man.
It was a good movie, man.
Dope movie.
A good movie. I enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I thought the twin shit was real special. And I thought your boy playing both brothers was really dope. You got paid twice for that?
Yeah.
Okay.
You get paid for 2 characters.
I think it was dope. A lot of religious shit in there. I really didn't understand, but I understood. But
I'm Haitian, so I understood it all.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Me and my brothers got a group chat. We speaking about a lot of religious things that was in it. I don't know if I want to go through all that here, but yeah, you know what I'm saying? But overall, I liked the movie. I thought it was good. I hope they have another one. I don't know how to have both of them.
I think
maybe a prequel.
Yeah, I was about to say
right?
a prequel. I think it would be dope because Smoke and Stack. I think Ryan Coogler created 2 dope ass characters with an ill ass backstory, and I think that was the one thing. Like the movie was the 2 characters were so dope that when the movie ended, like I wanted to know more about Smoke and Stack.
You know they have more online about them, right?
Do they?
Yeah, so it's newspaper articles. It's 3 different newspaper articles that talked about like the Irish mob and the Italian mob, and they look like they have robbed the Irish mob.
Yeah, they robbed both. They robbed both, and they had them thinking that they stole from each other.
And they had a war with them, and that's how they got. So it's newspaper articles about that and about them. You can find it online though. You know what I'm saying? I was reading a couple of those things like they made that, but yeah, I think the story was good. I enjoyed to see like just Ryan Coogler out there, and as a black man, you know, just going out there, and every time he put a movie out, he just can't miss right now. So I'm loving that. You know what I'm saying? People was talking about the deal that he made. But I heard him have a conversation about it. He was like, "Yo,
He's not the first.
he's not the first," and you know what I mean. I'm not mad at that. I think he get the rights back to the movie in 25 years. He gets
But he also
first dollar.
He also gets paid. He gets paid first, which is kind of unheard of because usually the studios they want to recoup. They want to recoup all their money first before you make a dollar.
And there's one other thing he got.
So the fact that he gets to participate.
Oh, and he got editing rights. Like he had the final say so of what the final edit of the movie would be.
Final cut.
Final cut edit. So that was dope too. So shout out to Sinners and Ryan Coogler, man. You know, and yeah, shout out to all the black filmmakers out there. Shout out to you, Mo. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So if you ain't see it, go see it. It was a good movie. I don't want to give too many spoilers on it, but go check that out.
Everybody dies.
Go check it out. Go check it out. 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 Before we move on to some other topics.
And when you go see it, stay past the credits.
Yeah, you guys, it's 2 credits. Me and this girl had an argument in the movie theater. She was sitting with me.
Oh, you too?
I was like, yo, it's another, there's more.
I'm like, yo, we gotta stay. For what?
Nobody want to listen. I'm telling people, I gotta stay. It's more. Yeah, you see the thing with Kanye, man, his cousin, he put a...
I don't want to partake in this conversation. Yeah, I saw it.
Basically, yeah, he said...
At this point, I don't know what the hell that man doing, bro.
He could have kept this one to himself, but I guess you want the world to know about it. He said him and his cousin used to watch his, look at his father's porn collection. And, you know, he think he's the reason why his cousin went to jail. His cousin went to jail for murdering a lady.
A pregnant woman.
A pregnant woman. And
he said his mother's porno magazines were different.
Different. And he said they started doing stuff that they saw in the porno.
So that means that his mother had homosexual magazines then?
I don't know.
I mean, because that's what I take from what he's saying. If he's saying that when he saw his mother's magazines, they were different, then they started emulating what he saw in the mother's magazines.
I try not to
Maybe it was more soft porn.
I have no idea. But, you know, whatever it was, he said he started giving his cousin head from when they was 6 all the way till he was 14.
What?
That's a long time.
That's what he said.
What?
That's a long time.
That's what he said.
Head from 14 to 16.
He said he was giving his cousin head from
14, no, from 6
to 14 years old.
Head?
Yes.
A man cousin?
Yes. She said, a man cousin?
I was confused just like that. I was like, why would he say that? I don't understand what was going on.
Somebody had a very interesting take, bro,
Go ahead.
on the Kanye thing. They said that, and I was like, wow, this really makes sense. They said that the truth is Kanye knows that the powers that be are out to kill him, right? And because of that, he has to do anything he can to stay in the limelight because it's like they can't kill him if everybody's eyes is on him, right?
They
And then,
JFK,
but hold on. And then they said that his wife is actually one of their handlers that they sent to him, right, to collect intel. And they said that's why he makes her parade around butt naked, because he's like, all right, I know that you work for them. I'm going to just make this shit as hard for you as possible.
I don't know about that theory, but it's funny. It's nice.
This shit is hilarious.
It's nice.
But what's crazy is I could see Kanye West in his bugged out head like, I know this chick is here to collect intel on me. I'm going to put her ass through the ringer.
Through the ringer.
Yo.
Real quick, just to take a break off of celebrity shit real quick. I was watching this shit. I think it's disgusting. They said there's no U.S. state that you can rent a 2-bedroom apartment
for
40 hours a week.
They said, yeah, that nobody can afford a 2-bedroom apartment or for working 40 hours a week in any U.S. state, which is crazy. Which is crazy.
A lot of niggas got roommates. That shit is bananas, bro. And it's supposed to be the land of the
It's
free
getting
and home of
worse.
the brave. Yeah.
And it's only going to get worse.
The street's supposed to be paved with gold. This street paved
Paved
with
with
shit.
gold. Yeah, all right.
They paved with shit. Paved with shit. That's what's happening out
Paved with
here.
golden retrievers.
That's just crazy, disgusting. So let me ask you a quick question. What you think makes a high value man, in your opinion?
What makes a high value man? I would say character more than anything. I would say, and the reason I say character more than anything is because something I always say, right, is that a good man with nothing will always be willing to do more for you than a fucked up man with everything.
So he always got some quotable shit, but anyway. For me, I would tell you your principles. Your friendships.
Yeah, I mean, it's character, basically.
Your friendships. I think your relationship with your family. If you got kids, definitely a relationship with your kids. Your beliefs. And I think your hygiene is one of those shits, bro.
Yo, you know,
I'm serious though, like,
yeah, of course,
right?
of course.
And then I think it's your money and everything else. Because I think if you have those key things in order, money always going to be attracted to you. I think men that don't keep things in order in their life sometimes, not saying they can't get money, don't get money the same. And I'm not saying if you got all these things in order that your money just going to come to you. I believe if you got a regular 9 to 5, you have principles, you have ways you're going to do things, you have direction. So that means you know how to go participate in the job, you know how to go run a company because certain things in your life are just in order. I think a lot of times, a lot of men, when they don't have things in order in their life personally, things are a little bit harder for them.
See, but I agree with you as far as, just having the energy or the spirit to draw money to you, right? But I also think that has a lot to do, and we don't want to take it to the religious thing, but I think that has a lot to do with faith as well. You understand? Because I know that in your hardest times, faith is what helps you push through. You know what I mean? Even when you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, even when you in your darkest days, right? A lot of times you lean on the fact that, God saw me through this before. He's seen me through other struggles, and he's going to see me through this again. So I would also add what makes a man high value is also his relationship with God to a degree.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Because I think that's also at the foundation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's also at the foundation. I mean, I had a young lady tell me that my love is biblical, right? Which
I don't know what that means, but okay.
No, but which in all honesty, and I really sat back and I thought about it, right? And I mean, she sent it to me in a song. And I just really thought that's one of the biggest compliments that you can give someone, right? Because to say that your love is biblical is basically telling that person you love me the way God loves me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And that in itself, I mean, look, I'm far from God, and I'm not perfect. Not that
You don't love me at all.
I have.
Go ahead.
You saw how I looked at you when I rolled up today.
You want them to play with me, man?
yo, Suave, you see that nigga face?
Kill that nigga.
But I just think that just the acknowledgement for somebody to understand, because that's the thing, right? And that's whether it's your partner, whether it's your kids, or I think one of the biggest compliments that you can receive is because a lot of times, you love someone, but you don't know if they receive the love the way that you give it. You understand? And I think the acknowledgement of hearing that person understands the way that you love them and what you would do for them. You know what I'm saying? The lengths that you would go for them. Because I think one of the biggest compliments our kids can give us, or even our partner, or any one of our loved ones, is to say, I know that you would do anything for me. Like, that makes you feel good. You understand? Because it makes you feel like everything isn't in vain. You know?
Listen, I'm in agreement with you.
Yeah.
I just think a lot of times people think high value man just is about
Money.
finances.
Yeah.
And that's it. And I also think you high value too on how you protect your family. You know what I mean? And how you carry yourself. So I think a couple things come before money. You know what I mean?
A lot of things come before money.
Yeah, I think a couple things. I think people could, because you can have a bunch of money, you could be the biggest
Biggest
nigga in the world.
asshole in the world, exactly.
Biggest asshole. That don't mean nothing. You mean you had no principle? You got all the money in the world, never took care of your kid a day in your life.
Yo, you can have all the money in the world and be a thief.
You can have all the money in the world and live like shit. House is fucked up. Your priorities not in order.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? You can
Because
live
you value all the wrong things.
I have no relationship with God, no nothing. So for me, I just think there's a lot of different things that make you high value before the money. I think money is important, but it's not the most important thing on the list.
Yeah, I mean, money is necessary.
You know, and I would say this, I think women are afraid to do the work.
What do you mean?
And what I mean by that, because if a man come to you with all those qualities, right? And say he don't have the money. They say he working on trying to get the money. A real woman come into a dude's life and speak life into him. And he works 10 times harder for you, your family, and everything. So he gonna get the money because of you. See, a lot of these women want men that's already made, right? They don't want to help make a man or not saying make the man, but help him come into his own. You know what I mean? We forget about that. And I think that's probably, go back to our first topic, I think that's why we have a lot of young women that want date older men. Because they want men that's already seasoned in their own thing. But a lot
They
of
want
people
men that have already arrived.
arrive to it. And sometimes when you a man, this thing don't maturate overnight.
But I'm also,
It happens over time.
But I'm gonna also say this, but those women, same women also wonder why it is that those relationships don't last. You know, nothing makes a stronger bond than going through struggle. Nothing makes a stronger bond than actually going through something together. So when you're dealing with a man that's already arrived versus dealing with a man that may have potential and you take that journey with him for him to get, that's two totally different things. And that's two totally different levels of loyalty, and that's two totally different bonds.
Yeah, nah, I think women are sometimes lazy. I think men are lazy in dating, but I also think sometimes women are lazy in dating, because if you got a man with those type of principles and you can see those qualities in him, then you can get anything out of him. If it's with the right intentions. You know what I mean? So, you know, and studies do show, I saw this too, study shows that having a supportive girlfriend in your life could add 10 more years into your life.
I can believe that.
You know what I'm saying?
I could believe that. And the reason I say that is because I know when you have a good woman in your life who's supportive, man, the things that you don't stay on top of, she stays on top of. She gonna make sure that, you know, you go to the doctor 2 times a year to get your full blood work. She's gonna make sure that if you're sick, because you know, men, we tend to be like, oh, I'm gonna just thug it through this sickness. Nah, she gonna make sure that you go to the doctor, get your antibiotics. She gonna make sure that you gonna get your checkups, you know, and them little places where you lack, like, she's gonna stay on top of that.
So let me ask you this question. Do you think a woman don't love you? I heard a woman say this. A woman don't love you if she don't listen to you.
Okay. I think if a woman doesn't listen to you, she doesn't respect you, and in turn, yeah, she doesn't love you.
Yeah, I think if a woman doesn't listen to you or take your direction, she don't fuck with you or she don't trust you. And that the sense to say why you fuck with her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because sometimes you might love a girl, you might really care about her and really, really fuck with her.
Yeah, but that's why I always say that, you know, for me, when I ask a woman what's a man's role, if she says provide and protect without talking about leadership, then to me that's a red flag. And even when you talk about protection, you can't protect what you can't direct. And that's the honest to God
Yeah,
truth.
they don't
'Cause-
take.
Because
Yeah.
you got to think about it. Like if a woman has security and he's telling her like, yo, don't walk down this block, and she's like, no, I'm walking down wherever I want.
She's a danger
How
to
can he?
herself and
She's
both
a
of
danger to herself and him.
both of
You
y'all.
understand? So you can't protect what you can't direct. So at the end of the day, if a woman won't take direction from a man, I definitely think that there's a lack of respect and in turn a lack of love there.
Well, talking about protection, there was a soccer player whose house was raided by some kidnappers. And he hid under the bed.
That shit is crazy. And he watched them
Take
kidnap his wife and his
kid-
5-year-old daughter. Bruh.
Like, how you stay under the bed, bro?
Yo, bruh.
They had to kill me, bro.
Not just that.
Maybe he had a plan.
They're gonna end up getting divorced.
Maybe he had a plan. They got him back.
He ain't had no plan, bro.
Maybe he's like, yo, I'm gonna call police. Maybe
that is not a plan.
I don't know, bro. I'm trying to get this thing an excuse. Like, why would you stay under? Maybe he was already under the bed.
Yo.
Out. Maybe he. Oh, wait, hold up.
He can't.
Oh, wait, Mo. Maybe his wife did take direction, but he said go to bed.
He can't ever get in an argument with that woman. She's gonna be like, go argue with them goddamn kidnappers.
Yo,
You wouldn't argue with them? Why you ain't arguing with them?
What if she didn't take his direction?
Nah, I don't know. I don't even understand how he could look himself in the mirror, man. Because me personally, I'm not going to be able to go hide under no bed and watch my wife and my child be kidnapped.
Yeah, that's a little bugged out.
That's
He
crazy.
watched his wife be kidnapped. I don't know who the soccer player is, but he hid under the bed and wait for police to go get him. They got him back.
So let me ask y'all ladies this. So if y'all were married, and the crazy thing is the kidnappers came for him. If you were married and these kidnappers came for your husband and that nigga hid under the bed and watched you and your 5-year-old daughter be kidnapped, would you still be able to be with that man?
You wouldn't have a wife no more.
See what I'm saying?
Yes.
Nothing. He
stayed under the bed.
He ran under the bed. He didn't stay under the bed because obviously he wasn't under the bed. He ran under the bed. He ran and hid under the bed and watched his wife and his 5-year-old daughter be kidnapped. No, that's
They
crazy.
kidnapped him and he just stayed there.
That's crazy.
Then came out when he was done. Your man bugged out. I don't know, man. It's bugged out. That's crazy.
Now his wife ain't even gonna make him sleep on the couch. He gonna make him sleep under the bed.
Yeah, that's what she should let him sleep. Under the bed.
You like under the bed so goddamn much?
Under the bed.
That's crazy.
Yeah, why this could never happen to us? There was a
Oh, they
in Chicago. There's
the
a
armored
bridge
truck?
Yeah. When he was flying in the air, niggas grabbed like 300,000.
300,000.
Why that never happened like where we live at? I ain't giving back
Because
shit.
God smiles on
He must have smiled in Chicago because them niggas got that 300K.
300 grand
300K.
cash. It was 3 bags.
I could use that 300K. Any day. I don't care how much money I got. I would have took that. Your mom would have been out.
So what if they asked you to return it?
Return what? It was outside.
No, but what if they say whoever found it, please return it? Would you return it?
Nah, I'm not.
No, they're not marked.
Yeah, I'm not returning it. I'm not returning it.
So you're a thief.
I'm not a thief. I'm an opportunist.
But it's not. He said I'm an opportunist.
I'm an opportunist. It was outside. It's not like I went in the store and took it. It blowing in the air.
What's the most amount of money you ever found?
A couple $100, like $200-300.
I found 97 grand in a safe.
That nigga robbed. I'm done.
Yo.
I'm done. This nigga's stupid.
Oh, man.
I might even get into that conversation.
I'm not either.
Not even get to that conversation, man. This guy is fucking crazy. Yo. Yeah, this conversation, yo, you're stupid. Yo, the conversation, this woman and man was having a conversation. Man asked her, what's the benefits of him being a stepfather? And she kind of took it personal and got kind of wild on him, like, yo, what? What you mean? I know why she got upset, because she probably like, yo, are you talking about my kids? And she made it not about the
No,
question.
it has nothing to do with her kids.
But then she really kind of rebutted and was like, yo, what's the benefits of you being in my life with my kids?
It's obvious.
And it was the same thing. He's like, yo, I gotta make sure. She's like, yo, I gotta make sure you can provide for us.
That's called a Jedi mind trick, bro.
I don't know. Is there a benefit being a stepfather?
No, there isn't.
I think helping raising kids, that's a benefit. Like that's gratitude.
Listen. And when I say there isn't any benefit, right? What I mean by that, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. That's not what I'm saying. But what is the actual benefit to it? For the man, what is the actual benefit?
I think the gratitude of helping raising a child.
But you could raise your own children.
Yeah, but I think this coming in and raising somebody.
Now, if that man can't have children, then I think that there may be a benefit because of the fact that it
So let me ask
allows
you a
him.
question. Should he ask that question? That's the question that should be asked.
No, and I think these days, if you want me to be honest with you, man, I think we're kind of getting a little too much with this transactional thing, always trying to figure out what am I getting out of this.
Out of it, right?
Like in all honesty,
I don't think I would
the
ever
world,
ask a woman that,
the
though.
world doesn't operate. Yo,
Yeah, I
the
wouldn't ask a
world that
woman
we
like,
live in, you don't always get something back for what you give. You understand what I mean? And that's why a lot of times,
But-
even with the dynamic with men and women, like it's never going to be equal, and we keep looking for this equal footing. Like,
But hold up, I think there are benefits though. Just thinking about, because I grew up with two-step parents. I think my stepmom, I'm not speaking for her, but we was around before my sister and my brother. I think that helped her be a better mother. I think for my dad and my stepdad, he had kids before us, but I think we brought more life to him, being around consistently.
that's your perspective. Ask him, and he might be like, I ain't even like them little motherfuckers.
I think I'm saying I think I know him well enough to tell you, like, there was benefits in the long run. I think in that family camaraderie, like I think there are benefits, but I don't know.
Now-
Hold on, can I say this part? I don't never think I would even ask nobody that
But
question.
now, this is always my thing. All the benefits you're talking about are intangible, bro. These are things that you really can't assess a value to. These are like,
But they have value, Mo.
understand what I'm saying. His contributions are tangible, right? He took care of y'all. He paid the bills. He provided shelter. All of that can be assessed a monetary value. You understand what I'm saying? It's just the benefits that you're speaking of are all dependent on what that is worth to that person. Because some people may say, I don't give a fuck about none of that. You get where I'm coming
No,
from?
I hear you. But I'm just saying, I think it's a little different.
But you get
I
where
get
I'm
what you're
coming
saying.
from?
I get what you're saying. I'm not mad at that. I don't know if I would have asked that question in the first place.
Yeah, like I don't think. Listen.
wild.
My youngest daughter, right? Her mother had 2 sons, and when we were dealing with each other, like I was there for her sons. I wouldn't call myself a stepfather, but I was there for her kids. I just think that that's what you do as a man. You understand what I'm saying? And at no point during that did I ever think to myself, what am I getting out of this? Like, I just don't get that mindset, bro, with the whole, what am I getting out of this? At the end of the day, you enter a situation, it's like going into a casino, right? You take your wins and you take your losses at the end of the day. You know what I mean? But everything in life, there's bad, there's good. It's all a package, you know what I mean? And you take it all together. So this whole idea of what do I get out of this? I don't get the whole concept of constantly asking that question, man. It doesn't make sense to me, especially when it comes to children. Because in all honesty, then you can ask yourself, even with you having kids, what do you get out of it? You get love, you get purpose. But once again, all of those things are intangible. I mean, you get a tax deduction, but then again, if you and the mother ain't together, you never get to claim them on your taxes, so you don't get the tax deduction.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I would never answer that question.
I know, but do you get what I'm saying? Like, even if you ask, what do you get out of having children? Everything, all the benefits you get are intangible.
No, I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
And I just want to say one more thing. And it's in relation, but it's also goes according to in relation to a post that I saw on social media, and it was this woman that was basically she was getting at her daughter because she was saying her daughter is ungrateful, and she's saying I basically broke my vagina to birth you, and blah blah blah, and all of this. And I was having a dialogue in the comment thread with somebody, and I said, yo, listen, you know what's the reality? The reality is our contributions as parents is insurmountable. And if you go through life using what you contribute as a point of debate for your kids, you're always going to be unhappy if you're looking to be repaid, because there's no way that your children can ever pay you back for what you
No,
contributed.
I don't think so, but I do think sometimes in that case, you got some ungrateful kids. And they make you feel a certain way.
But-
You're like, all I sacrificed.
But I'm also
I
going
hear
to
you.
say if you got ungrateful kids, you also have to take some type of accountability
No,
because you
I
raised
don't,
them.
I don't believe that, because I was watching this study too. And, we gotta go to the next topic, but I was watching this study that you know, you can have 2 kids and raise both of them the same exact
Oh
way.
yeah, and they'll be two totally different
Two
people.
different people. So one could that's just how he was inevitably, or she was inevitably to be ungrateful. That's just who she was gonna be or he was gonna be. There's nothing that you could do about that. It no matter how much you put in, they didn't listen. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? So nah, it happens. Sometimes you got great parents, you just got shitty kids, or sometimes you got great kids and shitty parents. You know what I'm saying? So that ain't necessarily true. I don't think that reflects on the parent. Cause you ever seen a kid that got some shitty ass parents, and that kid became like an angel, wonderful, and did all the right thing? Parent didn't do shit. It's just that the kid made a decision. I don't want to fuck with this shit, and I ain't gonna be like them. So you know what I mean? I don't know if that's really the case, but just talking about stepfather and stepmother. I seen this conversation this guy was having with this young lady, and she basically he was telling her like, look, man, stop putting me in arguments with your kid's father. Like always put me up to have, you know, some type of conversation with him because I'm around and I'm the man here. You know what I mean? And I come from like I said, I got a stepfather, I got a stepmother, and my daughter has a steppops. And you know, I think my daughter's mother did a wonderful job in she did it, but we all did it too.
Cultivating a
Like
relationship.
relationship, you know what I'm saying? I don't think the father's supposed to be there to be the new man ain't supposed to be there to be the big bad warrior to the old to the father that was previous there. I think there's a thing that you get together and y'all raise the kids together, you have conversation.
And I think there's a level of respect that has to be given to that man. Like, it's not for the new man to butt into every single thing between the mother and the father. Like,
yeah.
some things just ain't your business.
Yeah. You know, my daughter used to come home. Like, so my daughter and me, you know, me and Sid used to talk about everything. And sometimes she'll come home and tell me certain things. I'm like, listen, man, that's not my business. It happened in that household. Yeah, but he don't let me. Listen, how he choose to run his house,
That's his house.
That's his house. As long as he's not abusing you or he doing nothing, this is what the criteria of abuse look like. This, and that. Those things are happening? No. Okay, cool. So you got to follow the rules and instructions in that house. But when I come here, when you come here, this is what we do here. They choose to do it different over there. And you got to respect that, you know. And I remember one time he had an issue with my daughter, and he'll come to me like, yo, you know, she told me, all right, cool, I'm going to talk to her. Matter of fact, let's talk to her together.
Yeah, because the same respect you extended to him, he extended to you.
With his son. Yeah, so, you know, like I said, so, you know what I mean? I think when it comes to children, people should learn how to operate, male and female, and coming together for the best way to raise a kid, put the kid in the best quality of life that you possibly could put he or she in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's so crazy because even with, like, I remember my youngest daughter, when her mom was pregnant, and she used to constantly get into issues with her son's father. And I used to get on her. You know what I mean? Like, yo, like, what are you doing? Like, he's calling you. Why you not picking up the phone? Pick up the goddamn phone. You understand what I mean? And she's like, oh, it always seemed like you on his side. And it's like, it's not that I'm on his side. It's just that I've been on that end of the table. You understand what I'm saying? And I get what he's going through. That's why, like, when we had our baby shower and I invited him to the baby shower, she was like, you really want him to come? I'm like, why wouldn't I? His kids are gonna be here. Like, I don't got no problem with that man. That man ain't never do nothing to me. Yeah. You know what I mean? But it's so weird because I remember there's so many people that I had a conversation with that were telling me, yo, I think that it's weird that he was at your baby shower. And I'm like, why is that weird? Yeah. Well, like, why is that? Like, we really have to get out of this this habit of this dysfunctional thinking.
We're not in a relationship no more, and I don't look at you or desire you like that, even though we are friends. So why couldn't he show up, or why couldn't I show up? We cool and we got a kid.
His kids are gonna be there.
Yeah.
Like, so why he can't show up? And I ain't got no issues with dude. Like,
I never had that problem, but yeah, nah.
So he ended up making the mac and cheese for the baby shower.
Okay, that's cool.
I ain't eat none of it though, but no, not because of that. I just didn't get to it. I was running around like crazy.
Yeah. Last topic. Back into celebrity news. This, you know, we all saw what happened with the draft this week. I know you don't watch football too much, but I know you probably follow on social media with Shador Sanders. You know, Shador had a great 2 years in Colorado State. I can't remember the first. What's the other school he played in? Y'all remember?
Erasmus.
Whatever, man. He had a great first 2 years, and you know, he was projected to be like go in the first round of the draft. Well, you know, we saw make a long story short, we saw he didn't get picked in the first round. We saw that he didn't get picked in the second round, which people was really surprised then. Because this is a kid that supposedly did everything right. You know what I'm saying? His father is a Hall of Famer. His father motivate kids, you know, and make kids better. Made his sons better. You know, Shador and his brother Shiloh, and Travis Hunter. There's a bunch of kids we could name, and you know they was raised with respect in the right way. But some people were saying that he was cocky. You know what I mean? He went some of the meetings cocky and like, yo, y'all got me, y'all gonna be better. You know what I mean? And
Why shouldn't he be?
And some people were saying that, but he was too confident. And you know, I thought about that.
Too confident.
And I thought about it because there's a bunch of players, Johnny Manziel, Baker Mayfield, was a bunch of players that came out the same way. And then some people were saying...
Even Eli Manning, didn't they say
no,
that?
Eli Manning, that's what I'm about to bring up. Eli Manning wasn't that. His father basically said, "Yo, if he went to a team and his father, I can't remember.
He didn't want him to
Want
go
him
to
there,
that
and they
team.
got him
And
out
he
of
said, and they said that but he said that if he got drafted to a certain team, that he wasn't even going to play.
Yeah, no, he did get drafted, and they took him out of there, and he got to the Giants, and so that's basically what Dion said, and it just shows you the difference when we in America, when you know white people do
They always
things
want to humble us.
and black people do things, and for me, you know, it reeked of collusion because none of the 32 teams in the National Football League even tried to pick this guy up until the 5th round, which he went to the Browns. And the quarterback that the Browns even took before him is not better than him. But to see how he handled it and just like, yo, you know, God don't make no mistakes. He even got a prank phone call from...
Yeah, I saw that.
I think it's somebody from the
It
Raiders.
was the son of...
one of the coordinators. Prank phone called him like he got picked on the team. You know what I mean? And, you know, I was watching the news and nobody really showed his face or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? And this was like terrible work. And even with that, when they asked him how he felt about it, he said, look, man, people make pranks and people make mistakes.
I mean, listen, and even with that, man, look, kids are kids, man.
Yeah.
Kids do dumb shit. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So,
Because that's some stupid shit that I'd have did when I was a kid.
you know
Like,
what I mean? But, you know, listen, he took it on the chin. And all I want to say to Shador, man, I know I ain't got to say this, you don't know me, but just go out there and crush him, man. Whatever
Exactly.
they thought that you couldn't do, go out there and show that you could do. Some people saying he didn't have enough arm strength. Some people saying this and that and the third. Now you on the team, and I'm glad he not one of them kids that need money because he don't get no guaranteed money. You know, he don't even got a guaranteed contract. Basically, he gotta go through practice and hopefully he don't get cut and stay on the team. Go out there and go do what you know how to go do and shine and be the best that you could possibly be on that court, on that field. I mean, but yeah, that's about it.
and this was I Believe in You, Shador from Styles.
Whatever, man. And that concludes another episode of
I Believe in You, Shador from Styles. Brooklyn Boys Radio.
yeah, whatever, man. And we out, man. Shout out to the Woodstack again.
With Steezy.
Shanisha stopped being in the back. I think she got a rose in the back, and she come out when she finished.
This guy's
Oh
crazy.
yeah, you came out. You sit right here. I'm saying you stopped playing with the rose in the back.
This guy here.
Fuck Suave as usual, and his man too. Well, I ain't gonna say nothing bad about his man. Mostly I got his man too hard. So
He's being nice because he knows it's the end of the show, and what I said was going to happen may happen. So don't worry, Styles. I will protect you.
thank you. So on that case, fuck you, nigga. Yeah, we stop. That was a joke. Fuck this, and fuck you too, bro. Shout out to Sophie again. Shout out to Lil Steezy and Brooklyn.
We out.